Hello, Reverend Mike McDonald here from Dash Legacy. While the intro plays, take time to subscribe to this channel.
One of the criticisms of this book is at the end where I asked a lot in the question part where I say, well, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? And I've had people say, you don't tell people how they feel, you tell them what the Bible says. And I'm thinking that's what's wrong with church today, is that people are feeling God created us this way. We are going through, we need to know how each other are feeling. Okay, before I can even preach and counsel you, I have to know how you're feeling. And I had to get in touch with my own feelings, and I had to cry, and I had to go through all this stuff. And so, and Helen, I'll just, a little plug for Helen as well, is that Helen goes through a lot because you went through phases with mental health. And being a preacher, and by the way, I'm a fundamental, hard-nosed Baptist preacher. That's how I was raised, okay? And it's like, oh, you don't talk about mental health. You know, that's either the devil. I'm thinking, no, there's times when people do become bipolar. There are times when see, I'm preaching already, aren't I? There are times when the balance does shift, like anything else in their physical with the brain. And there's psychosis. There are things people see, man, I would never want to see. I've got 3 children, okay? One's in her 30s, the other's in the 20s. I would never want to see my children at any age die. And I can only imagine what you go through. I know what it was like to see my brother convulsing in the bed next to me when I was 8 years old, not knowing what a seizure was. That's how I woke up one morning. My parents didn't tell me he had cancer. They didn't tell me he was dying. We just didn't talk about this stuff. And so what happens is that you end up with a person who's got a soul who's just in conflict with himself. I started missing days of school. And it was the doctor that sat me down and said, Mike, you're dealing with grief. There's nothing wrong with you physically. And that's all he had to tell me. I'm like, oh, really? So now I just kind of understood myself. I thought, I had this illness that, even just that alone helped me so much. So what I want to do is encourage people, and that's why I wanted to encourage Helen to write. It's therapy for her, but it's help for us. And for myself to write, I just want to, again, number one, that's for me. Okay, it's my book. It's for me, whether anybody gets it or not, reads it or not. I hope they do, but wrote it for myself. And then secondly, I wrote it to help other people.